Hello again, Kingston Town Administrator Keith Hickey with the latest edition of This Week in Kingston for the week ending January 10th, 2025. Hope all is well with everybody. Again, no Board of Selectmen meeting this week. We do have our first board meeting of the year on the 14th of January. It'll be a pretty busy agenda. The draft agenda at this point, we've got we're looking to update our snow plowing policy on unaccepted roads to get that up to snuff and up to speed with what's happening in town now. So we've got that policy to upgrade. There's a poll petition from Verizon to set a new poll in town, just a housekeeping type thing typically. We have an acceptance of a donation for the Council on Aging. We have two openings in the police department for police officers. The police department has done their due diligence on candidates, is ready to make an offer to two candidates. We'll be looking to do that on the 14th of January, getting the board's approval, and then getting those officers off and enrolled in their police academy. So nice to get up to full speed and fully staffed with the police department. The big topic on the 14th, excuse me, will be my presentation to the Board of Selectmen on the fiscal 26 town budget. There's been some initial discussions with the Board of Selectmen and the Finance Committee already, setting a goal of a 4% spending increase to try to understand what the impacts of that 4% spending increase would be, whether there would need to be a Proposition 2.5 override proposed or not, and what the service levels would be for the different departments if there was no Proposition 2.5 override. Some of you may have seen on January 6th, the Kingston School Committee met and the superintendent and business administrator presented their first draft of the fiscal 26 Kingston school budget. To meet the 4% goal that was established, the school committee would need to cut about $1.7 million in cuts from what the principals have asked for for the Kingston School Department. They talked about that extensively at last night's school committee meeting, where there will be some minor cuts to supplies and services. The biggest cuts, as you can imagine, with the school budget being primarily a salary-based budget, there would be the elimination of over a dozen full and part-time employees at the Kingston School Department who have different responsibilities for the school department, many of which obviously are going to be teachers or teachers' aides. This is the first conversation of many that the school committee, the Board of Selectmen, and the Finance Committee will have. As I've tried to tell people that when we're working on a budget at this point, it's a marathon, not a sprint. The Board of Selectmen, the Finance Committee wanted to see what a 4% budget would look like to be able to be able to avoid a Proposition 2.5 override. So the school committee the school superintendent has shared that information with the school committee last night. No decisions were made. There'll be a lot more discussions before a school budget is finalized. My understanding is the Silver Lake School Committee will be meeting on Thursday night, January 9th, where the first version of the Silver Lake budget will be provided and shared with the public and the school committee. And I haven't seen a preview of that, so I'm not sure what's included and what the impacts may be of the 4%. I'll be presenting my budget, as I mentioned, on January 14th to the Board of Selectmen. I anticipate in the budget no reductions in workforce. There will be no additions to the workforce either. There will be hopefully there'll be some impacts of some programs. Hopefully those will be as minor as they can be. But in getting near finalizing the budget at this point, I feel confident that there'll be no staffing reductions because of uh, of the 4% goal that we were given. There will be some service impacts. We'll try to explain that on the 14th to the board. And again, I caution everybody and just make sure everybody understands. It's January 14th. It's the first discussion on the budget. I think it's important for the public to know what a 4% spending increase would look like with our fiscal 26 budget. What services may be impacted to some degree, and then we can have a conversation with the Board of Selectmen, department heads, and the Finance Committee to try to put together a budget that we can present to the public at a public hearing with the Finance Committee, and then ultimately with town meeting at the end of April, that is sensitive to people's ability to pay, as well as provide the services that this community is used to receiving, excuse me, from all the departments in town, including the school department. So there'll be a lot of discussion, a lot of hard work, and again, can't urge people enough to stay tuned and participate in either live during some of these budget discussions with the board and the school committee, or either watch them or provide information, via email to school committee or board of selectmen members. Lots of opportunities to participate, lots of different venues to be able to do that. So going to be a very important year this year. A lot of challenging times with the budget for a number of different reasons. But we will try to put together a budget that's reasonable and responsible and has as little negative impact, I guess, to people as we possibly can. But certainly feedback from the residents of this community is going to be important in crafting a budget that meets everybody's needs at a level that's as affordable for everybody as we can make it. So that's the big meeting on next Tuesday night. I urge you to either watch it live, where you can participate if you'd like, or watch it when it's rebroadcast several times over the next couple of weeks. Just to remind everybody, there is a fiscal 26 proposed budget information news flash on our website, www.kingstonma.gov. That information on that website has our proposed capital improvement plan. It will be loaded up, excuse me, next week with my recommended budget to the Board of Selectmen. The budget schedule is already up there. And as information becomes either new information or updated information becomes available, we'll make sure we post that information on the website so you can see what's going on, and hopefully if you have questions, always feel free to reach out and ask those questions. A couple other reminders to make sure people are aware of. Dog licenses are now on sale. You can either come in person or do it online. Need to get that done in the next couple of months to avoid a fine. Transfer station decals will start to be sold in the next couple of months. So just a reminder that at some point that'll be coming due. We hope to have a new online program available, very easy to use for people to purchase their transfer station decals online, so you don't need to come in on during regular business hours or on a weekend. And with that, I think that's all I have for this week. Again, try to stay informed on what's going on with the budget. It's going to be an interesting 3 months, and the budget discussions and decisions will be much more thorough with input from as many people as we can get. So try to tune in when you can, and I look forward to talking again next week. Have a great week. Thank you for watching.